Boris Johnson hides in fridge to avoid questions as aide swears at GMB reporter.
Here's a summary of the article.
Boris Johnson hid in a fridge after a Good Morning Britain reporter ambushed him to ask him to appear on the show. During the exchange, reporter Jonathan Swain asks the PM if he will come on the programme and deliver on your promise to talk to Piers and Susanna. Tory sources said Mr Oxley was not swearing at the reporter and was expressing general frustration. Mr Johnson is campaigning in Yorkshire, pushing his "Get Brexit Done" message to voters. Piers then told reporter Mr Swain, "I'd like to know what Mr Oxley, who's the press secretary, what the hell he thinks he's doing talking to you in that way and being that physically aggressive with you?" Mr Swain said, "I said look, here's the earpiece here, spend 5 minutes, he's sat in the car now for 5 minutes." Boris Johnson. BBC Rottweiler Andrew Neil delivered a searing speech in an empty seat spot after Mr Johnson was the only leader who failed to appear on his show.
This post received a score of 13,200, with an upvote ratio of 93%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
Looks like things are getting a little too hot for old BJ. Oh look what a conveniently placed fridge.
Things are getting too spicy for the pepper.
Good job, Francine.
I am immortal. Does anyone else think he looks like a washed-out version of the Great Cheeto?
He's what the Cheeto looks like in the morning before putting on his squirrel hat and cheese coating.
This is how he handles all things. He messes up his hair and acts like a naughty schoolboy. He makes a joke and smiles. He is loathsome.
He is so calculating, playing up his buffoonery to hide the fact he is an absolute cockwort.
Buffoonery.
I dunno, I know I am baffled.
Buffled.
Brave Sir Boris bravely ran away. And bravely he hid. In a fridge. Brave, brave, brave Sir Boris.
When the public reared their ugly heads, Boris got on his bike and fled. Upon the pavement he wrote about. You can guarantee he chickened out.
Video on YouTube, for those unable or unwilling to go to mirror.co.uk.
I was unable and willing, but their native video app on mobile is such a pile of garbage I was forced to find this comment.
Why would you rather look like a bottle job? You'd fucking know Piers. But seriously, what is going on with the leaders of the free world right now? I can't help but feel we're maybe a generation away from fucking disaster. I fear for my children. I fear for your children. I fear for the world in general. I've never been a pessimistic person. I don't like it. Make sure quality universal education doesn't happen, drum up some fear through the controlled media outlets, and you're free to do whatever you want so long as you couch it as assuaging those fears. More than half the US is living paycheck to paycheck. They have neither time nor motivation to look beyond Fox, CNN for the truth.
Making a population desperate and focused on their own issues, allowing the media to dictate their political views for them, is a stroke of genius. Want to control the middle class? Make university tuition fees so expensive that anyone attending will resist rocking the boat in fear of being fired and not being able to afford repayments. Oh, and the extra spice on top of the indebted sandwich? Make sure jobs have healthcare attached to them and keep healthcare privatized so you have to be working in order not to be bankrupted by injury or disease. That's fine, you still get to call yourself the land of the free.
Can someone take 2 minutes and explain to me how Johnson's party is actually ahead for a majority in the polls, while all the news I see pass on here highlight him as a complete racist, Russia-owned, incompetent douche? Consider I'm Canadian and don't take in a lot of EU news. Edit, thanks guys. I get the picture with the right controlling most of the media. Holy shit, the world is a depressing place now.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.